Hello and welcome to this new tutorial by Peerplay. In this tutorial we're going to make a water ripple effect by making a Vertex Shader. So let me show you an example of what we're going to make. So there are a couple of steps we have to take to create this whole scene to work. First we have to create the initial shader on which we will apply the vertex offset, so it'll create the ripple water effect onto this plane. After that is set, then we have to create this box collider or a collider onto the object on which objects fall, and at the position of impact it'll send the position of impact to the shader on which to create the ripple effect. So let's start a new scene and we'll take it step by step. So I'll go to File, New Scene. Well, alright then. And here we have a blanco scene. So I've got here this plane, and you can download this plane at my website or in the link below. It's called Big Plane, and I will drag and drop this into my scene view. I will set the scale a little bit higher, so here we've got a pretty large plane and nothing happens to it. But now we have to create the shader, so go to your inspector and create a new shader, and we'll call this water ripple shader. There's our new shader, and when we right click onto the shader we can create a new material for it, so we can apply the material to this object. So this is also called water ripple shader, and it already uses the shader we just created here. So I'll drag and drop this onto the object. Let me go to textured, and you'll see here that it's the gray. Well, let's open up the shader script. We start off with this default diffuse shader that Unity created for us, and we can leave pretty much everything the same here. But what we first want to do is we want to create a vertex shader. So at between the CG program and the NCG we're going to make adjustments. Here we can type in some pointers, and what we need to type in here is vertex vert. So now we can adjust the vertex points, and it is called vert. And as you can see here, you see the void surf, which is about the surface, and this will do anything about what you see. But we want to create a new void, and that is called vert. So let's do that. So I'll put some enters here, and I'll type in void vert. I'll open it, and I'll say inout app data underscore full, and it's called v. So v is just the name for the vertex. And I'll open this one and close this one. So between these brackets we can adjust the vertices of the vertex of every vertex that's in the object that this shader is applied to. So we want to adjust the position of the vertex into its y position. So I'm gonna type in here v.vertex.y plus this something. So I'll call this offset vert, and I have to create this still, so I'm going to create a new half offset vert is, and now we can create the offset that we want into its y position, and if we want to make an offset into the horizontal, then we can take the X. So let me just show you first what's happening here. So if I'll type here v.vertex.x, then I'll save it, and now you see an offset into its X position. So its center points are just at 0 because they're at the center of the object in its X position, but more to the right these are more downwards because the X position is greater and here the X position is lower, so it turns upwards. Now if we want to, because we want to create a wave, we can show what it's like if it would be a sinus. So if I'll just type sinus around this, then it should be looking like a wave, because here you can see what a sinus wave looks like. It goes up and down. So if I'll save my script and go back to Unity, and there you have your sinus wave into its X position. And as the sinus wave is not moving yet, we need to make it move through a certain time, and for that we need a few more variables to declare that we can adjust to say how fast the wave is going to be, what the scale is going to be, what the frequency. So in the properties I'm going to make a few new floats here that we can adjust inside Unity for adjusting the shader. So let me type in here a scale, which has the name of scale, and it's a float, and its first value is just 1. Then I'll just copy paste this because it'll go a bit quicker, and we just make a speed, and this should be frequency. Oops. Frequency. Alright. Now we also need to declare what these are in the subshader, because the subshader is talking to the properties, or it's recognizing it, just like you've got here the sampler 2D, which is the main text. We're gonna say here that float is scale, comma, speed, comma, frequency, semicolon. Now we can use these in our algorithm. So if I go here and I'll create a new value, so it's going to be a new half value where we do our multiplications of scale, speed, frequency, and the offset that we set here through some certain time. So how we do this is, first we begin with the scale, and it's going to be multiplied by a sinus of, and here we can type in time, and this is the time that's going through the GPU, so not the CPU but the GPU, and here you can type in its X, Y, Z or W values, and every value is going just a little bit quicker, and the quickest is W. I'll just use W value, and that one we want to do times our value of speed plus our offset vert, we just multiply it by a frequency. Close that one, semicolon, and now what we do is this value is going to be right here. I have to change one thing because I've got a sinus already here. We can remove that because we already apply the sinus here. And if I'll save this, then it should make a wave in through some time. If I'll play this, yes. And the scale is, oh, I've already set here some scales. If I'll move this up, I can adjust its speed. Now it's going really slow. And the scale, if I'll put this to 1, whoops, 1, and frequency, how often a new wave is coming. If I set this really low and see a really smooth movement, order of waves. So we can play around with these. But now that we have our sinus wave, we want to try to create a circular wave instead of a horizontal wave. So let's just go back over here, and all we have to do is adjust the offset here until we've got what we want. So let me first show you what we also can do. We could do plus, it's v.vertex.y, and if you do this, then it should go diagonal. Yep, there we go. See, now it's a diagonal wave. What we want to do is we want to make a circular wave, so we want to have it move from the center, and to do that we have to do as follow. The feed of vertex x is going to be multiplied by its x, and I'll put this through these, and it's going to be plus, copy this, paste it there, see. So I want to multiply its x times its x, and it's gonna add its c times its c, and this should be a circular wave from the middle. So if I'll save this, now you see it's going from the middle, but you can't really see it well, so I have to make these values a little smaller. Speed and scale. See, now you see really a ripple effect. So I'll set the scale to 0.1. Now we'll adjust the speed of this so it's going outwards, and maybe adjust the frequency a little bit, and there you've got your circular ripple wave.